Have you ever felt like something big is changing, but you can't quite put your finger on it? Like the world around you isn't quite the same as it used to be? Well, you're not alone. All over the globe, people are experiencing a shift, an awakening to a new way of seeing and being in the world. This isn't just a small change, it's a complete transformation that's happening right under our noses. And the best part? You might be part of it without even realizing it. Let's talk about what this awakening really means. Imagine you've been watching a movie your whole life, thinking it was reality. Suddenly you start to see behind the scenes. You notice the stage props, the script, the directors, everything that makes up this grand production we call life. That's what's happening to more and more people every day. They're waking up to the fact that there's more to our world than what we've been told. This awakening isn't about becoming smarter or better than others. It's about seeing things as they truly are, beyond the illusions we've grown up with. It's like putting on a pair of glasses for the first time and realizing the world is much clearer and more detailed than you ever imagined. But here's the thing. This awakening doesn't happen all at once. It's not like flipping a switch. Instead, it's more like a flower slowly blooming. It happens bit by bit, with each petal opening to reveal more of the beauty inside. And just like a flower, each person's awakening is unique and beautiful in its own way. Now you might be wondering, what's all this talk about a matrix? Well, it's not just about the famous movie, although that film did a great job of explaining the concept. The matrix, in this case, is a way of describing the system we've all been living in without realizing it. Think of the matrix as a big invisible web that surrounds us. It's made up of all the beliefs, rules, and ways of thinking that we've been taught since we were kids. It's the idea that you need to go to school, get a job, buy a house, and retire, all in a certain order. It's the thought that success means having lots of money or fancy things. It's the belief that we're separate from nature and from each other. But here's the exciting part. People are starting to see through this web. They're realizing that many of these ideas aren't the absolute truth we thought they were. They're just one way of looking at the world, and maybe not even the best way. Breaking free from the matrix doesn't mean rejecting everything about our current world. It's more about opening your eyes to new possibilities. It's about questioning things you've always taken for granted and being willing to see life from a fresh perspective. As more people wake up, they start to create a new way of living, what some call the new earth. This isn't a physical place, but a new way of being in the world. It's based on understanding, compassion, and connection rather than competition and separation. Now you might be wondering, how do I know if I'm part of this awakening? That's a great question, and it's exactly what we're going to explore next. There are certain signs that pop up when someone starts to wake up to this new reality. These signs can be subtle at first, but they tend to get stronger over time. It's important to remember that everyone's journey is different. You might experience some of these signs strongly, while others might not apply to you at all. That's perfectly okay. Awakening is a personal process, and there's no one right way to do it. The first major sign that you're awakening to the new earth is that you start to question things you always thought were true. This isn't just about doubting a few facts here and there. It's a deep, persistent feeling that there's more to the story than what you've been told. Think back to when you were a kid. Remember how you used to ask why all the time? Well, this is like that, but on a much bigger scale. You might find yourself looking at everyday situations and wondering, is this really how things have to be? For example, you might start questioning why we work the way we do. Why do most people work 40 hours a week? Why do we have to sit in offices when many jobs can be done from anywhere? Or you might question bigger systems like why our economy works the way it does, or why we treat the environment the way we do. This questioning isn't about being negative or cynical. It's about being curious and open to new ideas. It's about not just accepting things at face value, but really thinking about why things are the way they are. As you start to question more, you might feel a bit uncomfortable at first. After all, it can be unsettling to realize that things you've believed your whole life might not be the whole truth. But try to embrace this discomfort. It's a sign that your mind is opening up to new possibilities. Questioning doesn't mean you have to reject everything about your current life or beliefs. It's more about being open to new perspectives. and willing to consider different ways of thinking. It's about looking at the world with fresh eyes and being willing to see things in a new light. As you continue on this journey of questioning, you might start to notice other changes in how you see the world and interact with others. These changes are all part of the awakening process, and they lead us to our next sign of liberation from the matrix. The second sign that you're awakening to the new earth is a growing sense of connection to nature, to other people, and to the world as a whole. This isn't just about liking nature more or being friendlier. It's a deep, almost spiritual sense that everything is interconnected. Let's start with nature. You might find yourself feeling drawn to spend more time outdoors. A walk in the park or a hike in the woods might feel more refreshing and meaningful than it used to. You might start to notice details you never saw before, the intricate patterns on a leaf, the way birds communicate with each other, or the soothing sound of a stream. This connection to nature often comes with a growing concern for the environment. You might start to see how human actions affect the natural world in ways you never noticed before. This doesn't have to be overwhelming. Even small actions like recycling or reducing waste might start to feel more important to you. But it's not just about nature. You might also feel more connected to other people. This doesn't mean you suddenly become best friends with everyone you meet. Instead, it's more like you start to recognize the humanity in others more easily. You might find yourself feeling more empathy, even for people who are very different from you. This increased connection can show up in your relationships too. You might find yourself wanting to have deeper, more meaningful conversations with friends and family. You might feel a stronger urge to help others or to be part of a community. Some people describe this feeling of connection as a sense that we're all part of one big family, or that we're all connected at a level we can't see. You might start to feel that what happens to others affects you too, even if you don't know them personally. This growing sense of connection often comes with a shift in how you see yourself. Instead of feeling like a separate individual competing in a tough world, you might start to see yourself as part of a larger whole. This can bring a sense of peace and purpose that you might not have felt before. As you experience this increased connection, you might also notice changes in what feels important to you. Things that used to seem crucial might start to feel less significant, while other aspects of life gain new meaning. This leads us to our next sign of awakening. The third sign that you're awakening to the new earth is a noticeable shift in your priorities. Things that used to be super important to you might start to feel less crucial, while other aspects of life gain new significance. This isn't about suddenly becoming a different person overnight. It's more like your inner compass is slowly adjusting, pointing you in a new direction. One big change many people notice is that material things become less important. That's not to say you stop caring about having a comfortable life, but you might find that the latest gadgets or trendy clothes don't excite you as much as they used to. Instead, you might start valuing experiences more, like spending time with loved ones, learning new skills, or exploring nature. Your idea of success might change too. Maybe you used to think success meant having a high-paying job and a big house. Now you might find yourself more interested in work that feels meaningful, even if it doesn't pay as much. You might start to see success more in terms of personal growth, strong relationships, or making a positive impact on the world. Time becomes more precious too. You might start to be more careful about how you spend your time and who you spend it with. Activities that used to fill your free time, like binge-watching TV or scrolling through social media, might start to feel less satisfying. Instead, you might find yourself drawn to activities that help you grow or connect with others, like meditation, reading, or deep conversations with friends. Your relationships might shift too. You might find yourself naturally drifting away from people who don't share your new outlook on life. At the same time, you might find yourself connecting more deeply with people who are on a similar journey. Don't worry if some friendships change. This is a natural part of growth. Health often becomes a bigger priority too. Not just physical health, but mental and emotional health as well. You might become more interested in natural remedies, holistic approaches to wellness, or practices like yoga and meditation. This isn't about following health fads. but about truly taking care of yourself on all levels. Another big shift many people notice is a growing desire to be of service. You might find yourself wanting to volunteer, support causes you care about, or just be more helpful in your daily life. This comes from that growing sense of connection we talked about earlier. As you feel more connected to others and the world, you naturally want to contribute more. It's important to remember that these changes in priorities don't happen overnight. They usually unfold gradually over time. You might have days where you feel totally aligned with these new priorities, and other days where you slip back into old patterns. That's completely normal and okay. Awakening is a journey, not a destination. As your priorities shift, you might start to notice some interesting coincidences in your life. Things might start lining up in unexpected ways, leading us to our next sign of awakening. The fourth sign that you're awakening to the new earth is that you start to notice synchronicities or meaningful coincidences in your life. These are those moments that make you think, wow, what are the chances of that happening? It's like the universe is winking at you, showing you that there's more going on than meets the eye. Synchronicities can take many forms. Maybe you're thinking about an old friend you haven't seen in years, and suddenly they call you out of the blue. Or you might keep seeing the same number everywhere you look, on clocks, license plates, or receipts. Or perhaps you're struggling with a problem, and you randomly come across exactly the information you need to solve it. These synchronicities often feel too perfect to be mere chance. It's like the world is responding to your thoughts and needs in real time. This can be exciting and a bit mysterious at first. You might find yourself wondering, is this really happening or am I just imagining things? The key thing about synchronicities is that they feel meaningful to you. What looks like a random coincidence to someone else might feel deeply significant to you. Trust your intuition on this. If something feels meaningful, it probably is. As you start to notice these synchronicities, you might find that they happen more and more often. It's like once you open your eyes to them, they start appearing everywhere. This isn't because they weren't happening before, it's just that now you're paying attention. These synchronicities can serve as guideposts on your journey of awakening. They might point you towards new opportunities, confirm that you're on the right path, or provide comfort during challenging times. They can make you feel like you're in flow with life, rather than struggling against it. Some people describe this experience as feeling like they're in a cosmic dance with the universe. Instead of life being a series of random events, everything starts to feel interconnected and purposeful. This can bring a sense of magic and wonder back into everyday life. It's important to remember that noticing synchronicities doesn't mean you should stop using logic or common sense. It's more about finding a balance between your rational mind and your intuition. Use these synchronicities as hints or suggestions, not as absolute commands. As you become more attuned to these meaningful coincidences, you might also start to feel a growing sense of purpose in your life. This leads us to our fifth and final sign of awakening. The fifth sign that you're awakening to the new earth is a growing desire to help others and make the world a better place. This isn't just about being nice or doing a good deed now and then. It's a deep, persistent feeling that you have a role to play in improving things for everyone. This urge to help often starts small. You might find yourself being more patient with others, or going out of your way to lend a hand when you see someone struggling. You might start to feel more compassion for people you don't even know, like feeling genuinely sad when you hear about disasters or conflicts in far-off places. As this feeling grows, you might start looking for ways to make a bigger impact. This could mean volunteering for a cause you care about, donating to charities, or even changing your career to something that feels more meaningful and helpful to others. But it's not just about big. You might find that you want to bring kindness and understanding into all your interactions. This could be as simple as really listening when someone is talking to you, or choosing to respond with compassion or upset. This desire to help often comes with a growing sense of responsibility. You might start to feel that it's not enough to just take care of yourself and your immediate family. Instead, you feel called to do what you can to make the world better for everyone. This doesn't mean you have to save the whole world by yourself. In fact, trying to do that can be overwhelming and counterproductive. Instead, it's about recognizing that even small actions can make a difference. It's about doing what you can where you are with what you have. You might also find that your idea of what it means to help others expands. It's not just about material help, like giving money or things. You might feel called to help in more subtle ways, like spreading positivity, sharing knowledge, or simply being a supportive presence for others. As you follow this urge to help, you might find that it brings a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose to your life. Things that used to bother you might start to seem less important in the face of this larger mission. You might feel more energized and alive, even when you're working hard to make a difference. It's important to remember that this desire to help should come from a place of love and compassion, not guilt or obligation. It's not about forcing yourself to do good deeds. Instead, it's about following a natural impulse to contribute to the world in a positive way. As you experience these 5 signs, questioning everything, feeling more connected, shifting priorities, noticing synchronicities, and feeling a strong urge to help others, you might wonder what to do next. How do you navigate this new way of being in the world? What to do when you're experiencing these signs? If you've noticed some or all of these signs in your life, you might be feeling a mix of excitement and uncertainty. On one hand, it's thrilling to feel like you're waking up to a new reality. On the other hand, it can be a bit overwhelming. You might be wondering, what do I do now? Don't worry, that's a normal part of the process. Let's talk about some simple steps you can take as you continue on this journey of awakening. First and foremost, trust your intuition. As you wake up to the new earth, you might find that your inner voice, that gut feeling that guides you, becomes stronger and clearer. This isn't about ignoring logic or reason. It's about finding a balance between your rational mind and your inner wisdom. When you're faced with a decision or a new situation, take a moment to check in with yourself. How does it feel in your body? What's your first instinct? Often your intuition will guide you in the right direction. This might feel strange at first, especially if you're used to making decisions based purely on logic or on what others think you should do. But as you practice listening to your intuition, you'll likely find that it leads you to choices that feel more aligned with who you truly are. Another important step is to connect with like-minded people. When you're going through a spiritual awakening, it can sometimes feel lonely. You might find that your interests and priorities are changing, and that can create distance between you and some of the people in your life. That's why it's so important to find others who are on a similar path. This doesn't mean you need to abandon your current friends or family. It's more about expanding your circle to include people who understand what you're going through. You might look for local meetup groups focused on spirituality or personal growth. Online forums and social media groups can also be great places to connect with others who are awakening. When you find these like-minded people, share your experiences with them. Talk about the changes you're noticing in yourself and your life. Ask questions, listen to their stories, and support each other. Having this kind of community can make your awakening journey feel less isolating and more exciting. Spending time in nature is another crucial step. As we discussed earlier, feeling more connected to nature is a common sign of awakening. By intentionally spending more time outdoors, you can deepen this connection and accelerate your growth. This doesn't mean you need to go on week-long camping trips or climb mountains, although those can be great experiences if you enjoy them. Even simple activities like taking a daily walk in a park, sitting under a tree, or tending to a small garden can help you feel more grounded and connected. When you're in nature, try to be fully present. Notice the details around you, the texture of tree bark, the sound of birds singing, the feel of the breeze on your skin. This kind of mindful attention can help quiet your mind and open you up to new insights and experiences. Nature can also be a great teacher. As you observe the cycles of growth and rest in the natural world, you might gain new perspectives on your own life and the changes you're going through. You might find that spending time in nature helps you feel more peaceful, more creative, and more in tune with yourself and the world around you. Remember, these steps, trusting your intuition, connecting with like-minded people, and spending time in nature, are not rules you have to follow strictly. They're suggestions to help you navigate this new phase of your life. Everyone's journey is unique, so feel free to adapt these ideas in ways that feel right for you. As you continue to awaken, you might find that your path takes unexpected turns. You might discover new interests, meet surprising people, or find yourself drawn to experiences you never would have considered before. This is all part of the journey. Stay open to these new possibilities, even if they seem a bit scary or unfamiliar at first. As you continue on this path of awakening, it's important to remember that this is a journey, not a destination. There's no finish line to cross, no final exam to pass. Each day brings new opportunities for growth, new insights to gain, and new ways to connect with yourself and the world around you. It's natural to sometimes feel uncertain or even overwhelmed as you navigate this new way of being. You might have days where everything feels clear and exciting, followed by days where you doubt everything and wonder if you're just imagining it all. This back and forth is a normal part of the process. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong or that you're not really awakening. It just means you're human, experiencing the natural ups and downs of a profound life change. Remember, awakening is not about becoming perfect or knowing everything. It's about becoming more authentically yourself, more connected to the world around you, and more open to the possibilities of life. It's okay if you don't have all the answers. In fact, being comfortable with not knowing is a big part of this journey. As you wake up to new realities, you might find that some people in your life don't understand what you're going through. They might be skeptical or even critical of the changes they see in you. This can be challenging, but try not to let it discourage you. Everyone is on their own path, moving at their own pace. Your journey is valid, even if not everyone understands it. At the same time, be gentle with yourself and others. Awakening doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes or have bad days. You'll still face challenges, still have moments of doubt or fear. That's all part of being human. The difference is that now you might approach these challenges with more awareness, more compassion, and a broader perspective. One of the most beautiful aspects of this awakening process is that as you grow and change, you create ripples that affect the world around you. By becoming more conscious, more compassionate, and more connected, you naturally inspire others to do the same. You don't have to preach or try to convert anyone. Just by being your authentic, awakening self, you contribute to the positive transformation of the world. As you continue on this journey, stay curious, keep questioning, keep exploring, keep opening yourself to new experiences and insights, but also trust the process. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be right now, learning exactly what you need to learn. Remember that growth often happens in spirals. You might find yourself revisiting old lessons, but each time from a new perspective. This doesn't mean you're going backwards. It's more like you're climbing a spiral staircase. You might pass the same point multiple times, but each time you're at a higher level. Above all, be patient and kind with yourself. Awakening is a profound process that affects every aspect of your life. It takes time to integrate these changes, to find your footing in this new way of being. Give yourself the time and space you need to process, to reflect, to simply be. As you continue on your awakening journey, you might feel a strong desire to share your experiences with others. This is a natural part of the process. When we go through profound changes, it's human nature to want to connect with others who understand, to seek validation for our experiences, and to potentially help others who might be going through similar things. Sharing your awakening experience can be powerful, both for you and for others. By putting your thoughts and feelings into words, you often gain more clarity about your own journey. You might notice patterns or insights that weren't clear before. Plus, your story might resonate with someone else who's just starting to notice changes in their own life. Your openness could be the encouragement they need to embrace their own awakening. However, it's important to be mindful about how and with whom you share. Not everyone will be ready to hear about these experiences, and that's okay. Some people might be skeptical or dismissive, which can feel hurtful when you're sharing something so personal and meaningful. This doesn't mean you should keep everything to yourself, but it does mean being selective about your audience. One great way to share your experiences is through online communities. There are many forums, social media groups, and websites dedicated to spiritual awakening and personal growth. These can be safe spaces to share your story, ask questions, and connect with others who are on similar paths. Just remember to use discretion and protect your privacy when sharing online. Writing can be another powerful way to process and share your experiences. You might start a blog, keep a personal journal, or even write poetry or stories inspired by your awakening journey. Even if you never share this writing with anyone else, the act of putting your experiences into words can be deeply therapeutic and insightful. If you feel called to share your experiences more widely, you might consider starting a podcast, creating videos, or even writing a book. These platforms allow you to reach a broader audience and potentially help many people who are on their own awakening journeys. Just remember to approach this from a place of genuine desire to help and connect, rather than ego or a need for validation. When you do share, focus on your personal experiences rather than trying to convince others or preach about what they should believe or do. Share what you've noticed in your own life, how you've felt, what's changed for you. This approach is often more relatable and less likely to put others on the defensive. Remember too that actions often speak louder than words. As you awaken, you might find that you naturally inspire others simply by being more authentic, more compassionate, and more present in your daily life. Sometimes the most powerful way to share your awakening is simply to live it. Lastly, be open to learning from others as you share your own experiences. Everyone's awakening journey is unique, and you might gain new insights or perspectives by listening to others' stories. This exchange of experiences can create a beautiful cycle of growth and connection. Continuing your journey. As you move forward on your path of awakening, it's important to remember that this journey is ongoing. There's no final destination where you'll suddenly have all the answers or be perfectly enlightened. Instead, it's about continuous growth, learning, and expansion of your consciousness. One key aspect of continuing your journey is to keep an open mind. The more you awaken, the more you might realize how much there is still to learn. Stay curious about new ideas, different perspectives, and experiences that challenge your current understanding. This openness allows you to keep growing and evolving. It's also crucial to maintain a regular practice that supports your awakening. This could be meditation, yoga, journaling, or any other activity that helps you stay connected to your inner self and the broader universe. These practices can help you stay grounded and centered, especially when life gets challenging or confusing. Remember that awakening isn't always a smooth upward path. You might experience periods of rapid growth followed by times of seeming stagnation. You might have moments of profound clarity and connection, followed by days of doubt or confusion. This ebb and flow is normal and natural. Trust that even in the quieter periods, important integration and healing is happening beneath the surface. As you continue to awaken, you might find that your interests and passions evolve. You might be drawn to study certain spiritual traditions, explore energy healing, or delve into quantum physics. Follow these interests. They're often signposts guiding you to your next level of growth and understanding. It's also important to take care of your physical body as you go through this spiritual awakening. Eat nourishing foods, get enough rest, and engage in physical activities that you enjoy. Your body is the vehicle for your consciousness in this physical world, so treating it with care and respect is an important part of your spiritual journey. Don't be afraid to seek guidance when you need it. This might mean working with a spiritual teacher, joining a supportive community, or seeking out books and resources that resonate with you. While your inner wisdom is your ultimate guide, external support can be incredibly valuable, especially when navigating challenging aspects of the awakening process. Lastly, remember to be patient and compassionate with yourself. Awakening is a profound process that affects every aspect of your being. It takes time to integrate the changes and new understandings you're experiencing. Give yourself permission to rest when you need to make mistakes, and to not have all the answers. While awakening to the new earth is ultimately a positive and transformative experience, it's not without its challenges. It's important to be aware of these potential difficulties, so you can navigate them with grace and resilience. One common challenge is feeling disconnected from people who aren't going through a similar awakening process. You might find that your interests, priorities, and worldview are shifting in ways that your friends and family don't understand. This can sometimes lead to feelings of loneliness or isolation. If you're experiencing this, remember that it's a normal part of the process. It doesn't mean you have to cut ties with everyone from your old life. Instead, practice patience and compassion, both for yourself and for others. Share your experiences when it feels right, but don't feel pressured to make everyone understand or agree with your new perspectives. Another challenge can be dealing with the intense emotions that often come up during awakening. As you become more aware and open, you might find yourself feeling things more deeply. This can include both positive emotions like joy and love, and more difficult emotions like sadness or anger. You might also experience emotional releases as you let go of old patterns and beliefs. To navigate this, develop healthy ways to process and express your emotions. This might include practices like journaling, talking with trusted friends, or working with a therapist or counselor who understands spiritual awakening. Remember that feeling your emotions fully rather than suppressing them is an important part of the awakening process. Some people also experience physical symptoms as part of their awakening. This can include changes in sleep patterns, appetite fluctuations, or sensations of energy moving through the body. While these experiences are often harmless and temporary, it's always a good idea to check with a healthcare provider if you're concerned about any physical symptoms you're experiencing. Another common challenge is the dark night of the soul, a period of deep questioning, doubt, or spiritual crisis that many people go through as part of their awakening journey. This can be a difficult and disorienting time, but it's often followed by significant breakthroughs and growth. If you find yourself in a dark night of the soul, remember that it's a normal and even necessary part of the awakening process for many people. Reach out for support, be gentle with yourself, and trust that this phase will pass. Often, it's in our darkest moments that we find our greatest strength and clarity. Lastly, you might face the challenge of integrating your spiritual experiences with your everyday life. It can sometimes feel like you're living in two worlds: the expanded consciousness you experience during meditation or moments of insight, and the mundane reality of work, bills, and daily responsibilities. The key here is to practice bringing your awakened awareness into all aspects of your life. This doesn't mean you have to be in a constant state of bliss or that you'll never face challenges. Instead, it's about approaching all of life, even the seemingly ordinary parts, with presence, compassion, and an understanding of the deeper reality behind our physical world. As we reach the end of this exploration into the signs of awakening to the new earth, it's important to take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey you're undertaking. Whether you've recognized all 5 signs in your life or just a few, the fact that you're here exploring these ideas is a testament to your own awakening process. Remember, awakening is not about reaching a final destination or becoming a perfect being. It's about opening yourself to a new way of experiencing and interacting with the world. It's about peeling back the layers of conditioning and illusion to discover your true, authentic self and your connection to the greater whole. This journey of awakening is deeply personal and unique for each individual. There's no one-size-fits-all path or timeline. Trust in your own process and know that you're exactly where you need to be right now. As you continue on this path, stay curious and open. Question everything, but also be willing to embrace new possibilities. Connect with others on similar journeys, but also honor your own inner guidance. Seek knowledge and understanding, but also trust in the wisdom of your own experiences. Remember to be patient and compassionate with yourself. Awakening can bring up challenges and uncomfortable truths, but it also opens the door to profound joy, peace, and fulfillment. Allow yourself to fully feel and process whatever comes up for you. Above all, know that your awakening is not just for your own benefit. As you become more conscious, more compassionate, and more connected, you contribute to the awakening of the entire planet. Every step you take on your personal journey ripples out into the world, affecting others in ways you might never fully realize. You are part of a global shift in consciousness, a collective awakening to a new way of being. By embracing your own awakening, you're playing a crucial role in creating a more harmonious, compassionate, and enlightened world. So keep questioning, keep growing, keep connecting, and keep shining your light. The world needs your unique gifts and perspective. Trust in the process, trust in yourself, and know that you are never alone on this journey. As you move forward from here, carry with you the awareness of these 5 signs of awakening. Let them serve as guideposts and reminders of your progress. And remember, the greatest adventure of your life is not just beginning, it's unfolding right here, right now, in every moment. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of awakening to the new earth. May your journey be filled with wonder, growth, and profound transformation. The new earth is calling, and you are answering. Embrace the adventure that lies ahead.